went and roomed with him in 1996 on our coaching badges at Lilleshall for 2 weeks. He's come an awful long way. He's been a physio. He's managed teams up into the Premier. He's managed teams in the Championship. Very, very good CV. And, you know, we've got a name now at Tranmere because we used to get a lot of players over the last 2 or 3 years who come in and people will be asking, who brought this lad in? Where did he come from? Was it the manager's choice? Now we've got a face that we can say, right, this chap's brought him in. He's had chats with the manager, and that's the idea. Communication is vital. You've got to know what players you're bringing in. This is going to be a very difficult league to get out of this year, that's for sure. And we've got to be very careful who we choose and pick. And pick the right sort of tactics, the right players. Obviously, it's been stood out for everyone all year. We need a goal scorer, that's for sure. We haven't created enough chances, and that's the big issue at the moment.
Is recruitment, do you think, going to be Nigel's main task? And is that something you think he can excel at?
Well, I don't see why not. I mean, he should have some great sort of communication with managers up in the Championship and the Premiership because of where he's managed. You know, Hull City, Sheffield Wednesday, Southampton, Scunthorpe. He should have really good contacts, knowing what types of players need bringing in. Obviously, he's got to have a word with the manager because the manager, the buck stops at him, and he wants players who he knows can trust, got good character, and will fight for everything. Don't instead of like players who are coming in and 2-year contract and they think they're settled then and don't have to push. And that's another problem we've had. We haven't had players coming through off the academy. People have been sort of settled in their positions and haven't had anyone behind them to push them. And you feel sometimes if you're not playing well, you need rest and you need leaving out. Who did we have to bring in? I know we had a lot of characters and we had a lot of pros this year. 36 it must have been, in and out, in and out. We never found that right blend. We've got to start off the season well. We can't lag behind, and we've got to take it from there.
And what about Ian Dawes? Obviously, 2 wins in 9 during his time as caretaker manager. Were we surprised to see him given the job full time?
Well, last time he was interim manager, coming through Mike Jackson, he left, and then he was interim manager again. He won 6 games and drew 2 in 8 games. So we thought he was getting manager a month. And what happened was, Keith Hill come in and took over when he was doing 6 wins and 2 draws. So if ever there was an opportunity to give him the job, I thought that was it. I thought it had bypassed him by now. But listen, he's had chats. He's told the chairman what he believes to go forward. Again, he's been at a high level at Blackpool when they were up there in the Championship. He's been at Liverpool as a youngster and as a coach. So he has got good knowledge. And if you have a good blend and good communication, there's no reason when you look at teams now who have gone on and on that we used to play week in, week out in our divisions. They can do it. Why can't we?
Just on the manager, then, did you see an improvement from him taking over and what you'd seen previously under Mickey?
Well, he had a different way of playing. He had different formations. He was in the last 6 to 8 games, so he had different formations to try, different things. But again, I wouldn't say it was an outlet for him. They are not his players. So he can say, well, they're not my players. I'm doing the best with what I've got. This is where we need strengthening. And I can take it on, I believe. And this is the type of interview he would have had with the chairman. You know, pleasing the chairman, proving to him that I can take this on. I can go forward with this team. But we need 5, 6 players for sure. And that's what's convinced the chairman to give him the job.
Certainly going to be an interesting summer, isn't it? You mentioned a striker's needed. You'd argue maybe 2 or 3, but the goalkeeping situation needs sorting out vitally as well. And you'll know more than most how important it is to have a good, strong goalkeeper behind you. You did it with Nico for many years, amongst other goalkeepers you had during your time at Tranmere. I'm sure Rovers don't want to be going into this season with Joe Murphy as their number 1, maybe not even the number 2 goalkeeper, given his age and his fitness concerns at the back end of the year. So is getting a new goalkeeper almost more important than a striker?
Do you know what? Any goalkeeper that you're after, and they go on till they're 40 now, don't they? They can go on and on. Any good keeper that you're after, or any good striker with 20 goals plus a year, every team that's coming up into our league will want them. Any teams coming down from the first division will want them. So they're going to command quite a bit of money and wages, obviously. But if you want to move on in this league, you've got to put sort of your money on the pitch, if you like, and prove to the supporters you mean business. So everyone will be after the top players. We've got to try and match that.
It sounds, Dave, like you're fairly confident going into next year that it should be better than what we've seen this year.
Well, you know what? We didn't win. I don't think we won 3 to 4 games on the bounce at all. And that's where you sort of fell short. We weren't consistent enough, that's for sure. Teams were finding it too easy at our fortress, if you like, which it should have been, and it certainly wasn't. And teams have outplayed us at times. And we have got a good quality, certain amount of players who've got real good quality and have a very good standard. But they just weren't doing it week in, week out. They'd have one game, we'd win 2 on the bounce and then lose the next 3. So consistency, players who are coming in on 2 to 3 year contracts know where they are, not in and out the team on loan. Get a strong squad, stable squad, and very important, bringing young players through to push for positions. It'll be about the squad this year and who can you bring in, because we did have a couple of injuries through the year and it did affect us. So that's what you've got to have, a strong, stable squad.